Look at these two people. Both are 45 years old, same age, same birth year. But one of them looks 35. The other looks 55. They live in the same city, eat similar food, go to work. So what's going on? Why does one person age so much faster? The answer isn't what you probably think. It's not simply good genes or a matter of luck. Over the last 20 years, science has made breakthroughs that change everything we thought we knew about aging. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which 5 factors accelerate biological aging and what you can do about them starting today. Let's get into it. First, we need to talk about something they never taught you in school: your age on paper. That number on your birth certificate. That's not your real age. You also have a biological age. And these two numbers can differ by up to 20 years. How does it work? Every cell in your body contains chromosomes. At the ends of those chromosomes are structures called telomeres. Think of them like the plastic tips on shoelaces that keep everything from fraying. Every time a cell divides, those telomeres get a little shorter. When they're short enough, the cell stops functioning properly. That is aging at the cellular level. But here's the critical point. This process doesn't happen at the same rate for everyone. Some people lose telomere length 3 to 4 times faster than others. Same age, same genes. And it's not just telomeres. There's a second mechanism: epigenetics. Your DNA itself doesn't change, but how that DNA is expressed. Which genes are switched on, which are switched off. That changes constantly, and both are directly influenced by your daily choices. What you eat, how you sleep, who you spend time with, what you feel. Your body is keeping score. And for some people, that score adds up much faster. Let's look at why. Factor 1. Chronic stress. The first factor is stress, but not the short-term kind before an exam. I'm talking about chronic stress. Low-grade tension that persists for years, even decades. Here's what happens. Stress releases cortisol, and cortisol directly attacks your telomeres. In 2004, Dr. Elisa Epel at UC San Francisco studied women who were caring for chronically ill children. The results were staggering. Their telomeres were, on average, the equivalent of 10 years shorter than women of the same age, without the caregiving burden. 10 years, biologically, from caregiving stress alone. Stress doesn't kill you in one day. It charges compound interest. Factor 2. Sleep deprivation. The second factor. Sleep. Not just tiredness. Sleep is the time when your body does something critically important. During deep sleep, your body undergoes cellular repair and cleansing. Your brain flushes out toxins. Your DNA is patched. Inflammation drops. Studies show that consistently sleeping under 6 hours a night is linked to 4 times faster cognitive aging. Not slightly faster, 4 times. Here's a fact that personally unsettled me. A single sleepless night makes your skin visibly older for 72 hours. This has been measured in skin physiology research. But chronic sleep deprivation isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's cellular level damage that compounds over decades. Factor 3. Ultra-processed food and blood sugar spikes. The third factor is diet. But not in the way we usually talk about it. The key mechanism here is glycation. When your blood sugar repeatedly spikes too high, sugar molecules literally stick to proteins throughout your body. This makes cells rigid. Skin loses elasticity. Arteries stiffen. The brain functions less efficiently. And here's the important part. This isn't only a problem for people with diabetes. Every time you eat rapidly absorbed carbohydrates and sugar, some degree of glycation occurs, regardless of your weight. You're not just eating for calories. You're feeding information to your genes. Factor 4. Social isolation. The fourth factor surprises most people. Loneliness, social isolation, is, according to research, a mortality risk factor, equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Not 5, not 10, 15 cigarettes a day. The mechanism is multi-layered. Isolation raises inflammatory markers, weakens the immune system, and elevates stress hormones, all chronically. But here's a paradox that rarely gets discussed. You can be surrounded by people, at work, at home, on social media, and still be biologically lonely. What matters isn't presence, it's meaningful connection. Factor 5. Inactivity and the wrong kind of movement. The fifth factor is movement, but not in the way you might expect. Research is clear. Even if you go to the gym regularly, if you sit for 10 hours a day, your metabolic and inflammatory profile is comparable to someone who doesn't exercise at all. Prolonged sitting is an independent risk factor. It isn't canceled out by one gym session. But here's the good news. Muscles are actually an endocrine organ. When you load them regularly, they release molecules directly into your bloodstream that reduce inflammation, protect the brain, and slow cellular aging. The most effective anti-aging exercise combination, according to the science. Zone 2 aerobic training, walking, cycling at a moderate pace, combined with strength training at least twice a week. Now the obvious question, is any of this reversible? If you've been living under chronic stress for 20 years, are you done? The answer is no. Scientists now have a tool called the epigenetic clock, the Horvath clock, which can measure your actual biological age at the cellular level. And with that clock, something remarkable has been demonstrated. In a study published in 2021, participants followed an 8-week protocol, 7 to 8 hours of sleep, avoiding inflammatory foods, moderate exercise, stress management, and regular meaningful social contact. After 8 weeks, their biological age was measured again. The average result, 3.23 years younger than at the start of the study. 8 weeks, 3 years younger. This doesn't mean anything is possible, but it does mean your body responds. You are not a prisoner of your genes. You are their landlord. And that brings us to the most important practical point. I know what you're feeling right now. Okay, I need to fix my sleep, my diet, my movement, my stress, and my social life. All at once. Don't. The research on behavior change, it's unambiguous. Trying to change everything at once leads to burnout within 2 weeks and a full return to old patterns. The most effective approach, one change at a time, 30 days, complete focus. Ask yourself right now, which of these 5 factors resonates with you the most? Which one do you already know is a problem? Stress, sleep, food, loneliness, movement? Pick one, just one, and do it for 30 days. Not because the others don't matter, but because one habit that takes root does more than 5 habits that never do. Let's do a quick recap. Biological age and calendar age are not the same thing. 5 factors: stress, sleep, diet, loneliness, and movement can accelerate cellular aging by decades. But science clearly shows change is possible, and it happens faster than you'd expect. I want to leave you with one thought. The most valuable thing you can give the people you love isn't money or a house. It's a healthy, present version of you 20 years from now. If this video gave you something useful, share it with someone it might help. See you in the next one.